wanted to give you the next steps for your Freedom Founder journey. If you have already filled out a form and selected Freedom Founder from the role in one of the links that I sent you, then definitely, guys, now is probably the time for you to get ready for the next step. So what is the next step? Eventually, guys, what you want to be doing, you want to be connecting with businesses in order to earn extra income. And what that means, you really want to have those hybrid skills that are not taught in college, the type of skills that will allow you to maximize your chances of making that extra income. You see, business owners, they're very tricky. They're always looking for something special, and providing anything special to them without having those hybrid skills is really difficult, guys. So what we always tell our Freedom Founders is step number one: develop those skills faster, but do so in gamified settings. So in simple words, what you probably have seen is a lot of universities, colleges providing all sorts of guidance. But then you look at their guidance and you probably see things like, well, you need to take a big course, spend a lot of money. And I know many of you guys are trying to make money right away. I know you're looking for a way to earn that extra income. And in the world of AI, there's just so many different paths. If you end up getting guided in the wrong path, it can be a treacherous journey. And I get it. This is why we created our talent agency, Freedom Fusion System, to help you guys navigate through some of those uncertainties. Now, to make it easier, guys, for you to pick the right path, what we did, we partnered together with Hypism. Hypism is American directory that makes it easy for you to connect with one another, including together with other Freedom Founders, American businesses, and non-American businesses. We refer to them as feudal lords based on the feudal system framework that I came up with in 2024. The framework that I reincarnated from Japan that states you must learn, reflect, execute, mentor, and squash atomic habits as you do so across multiple platforms. This is the same framework I always tell to many of our Freedom Founders to follow. And you have probably seen this logo over here, Freedom Fusion System logo, and it's a logo of an eagle. So when thinking of yourself as you navigate through your path after getting that directional check, think of yourself as that eagle flying across multiple high cardinality, heterogeneous complexities, navigating this world with the help of Freedom Fusion System by your side and Hypism. So I guess the question is, what is the next step for you guys now that you got that direction? The next step is, if you haven't selected Freedom Founder role from the link that I sent you guys, definitely select that role, because that's going to be the only way for us to see who you are and how we can help you. And also what we do, guys, is we make it super easy for you to stand out in front of other feudal lords. So if you have a very good skill set and you're really good in AI and automations, and believe it or not, feudal lords are hungry for those skills, but the truth is many of them are not hungry for those skills if you only have one skill. So if you have only AI and automation skill, then feudal lords are going to be like, well, I don't really need you, because I have to explain everything and I just don't want to go through this process of over explaining things, I really need somebody who has hybrid skills. And that's typically what we constantly being accustomed to from many of those feudal lords. You see, guys, before I talk about your next step in more details, I wanted to give you some additional guidance. So I know some of you are interested in making money with AI immediately, but the truth is there's a sacrifice between what is immediate and what is not. Now, there are many micro paths that you could take that will allow you to make that money immediately just with few skills. But those paths are not like I wouldn't treat them as anything like long-term paths, but they're great paths still, but they're not really the freedom founder paths. They're more like a freelancer paths. So what does that mean by freelancer path? Well, you see, guys, freelancer is somebody who kind of gets a quick gig here and there, or maybe a short-term gig, or even a long-term gig, but you never get to become that freedom founder when you're a freelancer, simply because you are working towards somebody else's goal, getting really minimum amount of pay. And you have probably seen platforms like Upwork and many other platforms where it just costs so much money for you to, like, for people to even connect with one another. And when you get connected with one another, you let's say you learn some AI skills and you manage to connect with some folks. Well, those folks will literally like not pay a lot of money, especially if you don't have very good skill set. And because of how saturated many of those platforms are, it's literally like almost not worth the time. That's why I always tell my freedom founders to focus on a greater thing, while still, sure, supplementing your income with some of those short-term gigs, because you can't just rely on nothing. So what we always recommend is combining. If you need money immediately, combine a couple of gigs together, so this way your short-term side hustle can feed your long-term side hustle. So in simple words, if you wanted to get like a bunch of gigs that pays you money, short-term money, then definitely, guys, take a look at some of those other platforms like Upwork. There's many of them, and providing that you have the necessary skills, folks will jump on those skills. But at the same time, if you don't have any skills that are like for people to jump onto, then definitely, guys, send an email to info@hypeism.com. You're gonna get like a little link that will redirect you. It will like auto reply with the link that you click on, and once you click on that link, it's gonna take you to a page where you get to select who you are, whether you're a freedom founder or the feudal lord, or just browsing. If you pick just browsing, guys, then that's not gonna be like you could learn a lot of stuff for free from my YouTube channel and from threads and from many socials, but it's not gonna produce the same amount of learning effectiveness over a longer time period as you want it to be, simply because it's all connected to neuroscience. And neuroscience has proven that in order for you to be motivated, encouraged, and accountable, then you need that guidance. So now that you guys have this direction, the question is, how do you get that guidance? So what we do, we provide many different types of ways for you to get guided. One of the ways that we started using that is working really well for us is through gamified cohorts. So gamified cohorts is where you literally thrown to the wolves. You're thrown to the wolves and you play together. You play together developing hybrid skills as you are serving one specific business owner or set of business owners. And as you do that, it becomes simpler every day. But in the process of doing that, you're building experience instead of just working for some on a scope-based project that is provided by some feudal lord. Instead, what you do is you work together in a cohort. You basically play games, social games, and we have different types of games for different types of social platforms. But once you join our gamified cohort, you play those games together and you get those skills, hybrid skills that are not taught in college. And in the process, you get to level up. And as you level up, you have greater chances of striking deals with feudal lords. And if whatever it is that you're doing in combination with other freedom founders, if it works in context of serving the feudal lord, then everybody gets the feudal share. So what does that mean? Let's say you're just starting out to learn about AI and automation, and you wanted to get some of those hybrid skills that feudal lords are interested in. And let's say you are trying to figure out how to earn money immediately. The problem is feudal lords want hybrid skills, and it just feels like you're missing something. And in order for you to get that something, in order for you to get that recognition from the feudal lords, you really need to have a good portfolio. You need to have good interpersonal skills, communication skills. There's so many skills, guys. But at the end of the day, when you recognize that, you're going to be like, wow, I definitely need those skills, because out of a sudden, when you get them, you have a lot more opportunities opening up directly from our Hypism members, which includes both freedom founders and feudal lords. And we have different types of feudal lords, business owners. We have online feudal lords, non-American ones and American ones, brick and mortar ones, local business owner ones. So what that means is it's going to be a lot easier when you join, when you get to pick a freedom founder path. It's going to be a lot easier for you to strike relationships when you are exposed to an actual business that you're building, while of course developing your AI, automation, digital faceless marketing skills, and all sorts of other hybrid skills that are not taught in college, including we have one track called the TikTok Shop Track for pet owners. So if you love pets, cats and dogs, and wanted to see how to combine AI and automation together with helping brands, the feudal lords, grow their brand, and in the process to have a lot of fun, we have that incubator as well. So we have this 4-track program, and each track is a feudal incubator. And what each program is designed to do is designed to elevate your chances of success as a freedom founder or as a feudal lord. It's a 4-track program, but mostly designed for freedom founders. So this way, eventually, you get to become that feudal lord. So this way, you get to finally have your own business. So this is more like a long-term plan for you to, become that boss, your own business. Short-term plan is simply playing with one another in a gamified cohort with other freedom founders and serving the feudal lords. This is a short-term plan for you guys if you wanted to make that money in a more long-term basis, because it does take a little bit of time to do this in a gamified cohort and start getting money based on performance results. But if you want it short term, and wanted to have project-based work. From time to time, we do have in-house project work, and of course, project work from the feudal lords themselves that are on Hypeism. So what we do, we introduce our members, our Freedom Founder members, to feudal lords through a newsletter. And if you have your profile registered on Hypeism, then there's a greater chance for you to lend that project without excessive middleman fees like on Upwork or any other social where the saturated socials. So now, of course, if you're managed by our talent agency, we have that option for Freedom Founders who are managed, who are not just Hypeism registered members, but also somebody who are managed by a talent agency. In that case, of course, we charge extra fee, but that fee will increase your chances of lending those feudal lords even further, and of course, increase your chances of getting those hybrid skills even further by being talent agency managed Freedom Founder. Now, couple of things I wanted to say. Depending on what you're trying to do, whether you are trying to do this as fast as possible, whether you're trying to do this on a long-term basis, whatever the case may be, one thing that I could recommend to you is always have some sort of a side hustle in your back pocket. So what I mean by that is, like right now I'm going to work, doing it as a side hustle, running international talent agency as a side hustle. How bonkers is that, guys? Not only am I doing that, I also have side hustle of teaching in university in New York, and that's pretty cool. Of course, I teach something that is that is hyper relevant to my field at my full-time job, which is I'm a full-stack cybersecurity engineer in the city. And heck, to that same university, I proposed similar program that I'm describing here for you guys. And who knows, maybe I'll be teaching that as well on a side hustling basis. So my biggest advice to you guys is to get that extra side hustle. Now, does it have to be AI? No, guys, it doesn't have to be AI. It could be literally like you driving Uber Eats, or doing anything else while driving Uber Eats. For example, what we do is, as part of our talent agency, let's say I'm doing Uber Eats, driving around, and be like, okay, I need to go ahead and work on my personal brand. So what I do is I combine both Uber Eats and personal brand. So this way, you're working together on both mutually on this mini gig side hustle, and where you're earning a little bit of money. So this way, you could funnel that money into your bigger side hustle, into your own either AI automation business or your own talent agency or anything else for that matter. So this way, you're not feeling under the gun. You're not feeling like, oh my God, I'm developing those skills with other Freedom Founders in a gamified cohort, but man, my skills are not good enough to see progress yet. Man, I don't know. I need money now. I need it immediately. But I also want to learn AI. I want to also learn automations. I want to build a business one day, but man, I don't know. I just need money now. So guys, look, if that's you, if you need that money immediately, this is the combination. This is the path you want to follow. Now, best way, guys, what you could do is join Hypeism. Once you join Hypeism, we'll show you more ways for how to pull this off. And believe me, guys, the biggest thing that you could take out of it is networking. You know what they say, your net worth is dependent on who you network with. So this is why we created Hypism. And this is if you're probably wondering what that is, that's a digital platform. And also we have a bartering currency called Hypism coins, where you could earn those Hypism coins as credits by serving the feudal lords and redeem them for prizes as you grow further. And of course, guys, it was a long journey for me as a business owner, building as the feudal lord. Originally starting as a freedom founder, it was quite a trip, guys. It took me a while to figure out everything. It took about 2 years, but once I did, it was just a lot easier, guys. A lot easier. Now, I know many of you want your path. You want it now. Guys, there's so many different quick paths. Once you join Hypism, there's going to be so many different quick paths that you could choose. It's absolutely bonkers. But the truth is, guys, if you don't get guided, if you're just kind of watching YouTube videos without any kind of guidance, then it's so easy to get lost and not end up working towards your goal. And you already know it's years come and go. It's 2026, and heck, this is 2026, guys. And I know the new year just started. Now this is an opportunity for you guys to get started as well in becoming that freedom founder. And if you're a feudal lord, definitely fill out the form and say that you're a feudal lord if you happen to be an existing business owner. What we do, we help feudal lords get connected with gamified cohorts of freedom founders who play games with one another, promoting the feudal lords while developing all sorts of hybrid skills that are not taught in college. So this way, everybody wins. The freedom founders win, the feudal lords win, and everybody's happy. Our talent agency wins. Hypism, our partner, also wins. And together, guys, it's a lot better and easier to learn, earn, and play versus just learning from some course and not getting that post follow-up guidance. So my best advice, guys, if I was you, use this hybrid-based approach. Once you join Hypism, it's going to be a lot easier. You're going to have your own profile. You're going to be on our radar. It's going to be a lot easier for us to help you because then we're able to understand who you are, what you're seeking for. Other business owners will be able to see your profile as well, and so much more. Anyway, guys, if you want more info, send an email to info@hypism.com or DM Path on my Insta. But better, send it to info@hypism.com. It's HYPISM.com.